Hello guys, welcome to Sima Enterprise. So there was this video I posted where I said I've used 18 pounds and I've used tarpaulin ponds, but I prefer tarpaulin ponds. So I'm going to be giving the reason why I chose or I prefer tarpaulin ponds. Okay, so 18 pond is not like a bad culturable habitat. Of course, it's not bad. It's it has its own, it's definitely going to have its own advantage and then its disadvantage. So I experienced both the advantage and the disadvantage, and then I felt like the disadvantage was more, and I couldn't like keep on with it. That was why I had to switch to tarpaulin. And after switching to tarpaulin, I realized that I've really been like spending lots of expense. So I'm going to give you guys the disadvantage of 18 pounds. So while I was using 18 pound, it did not give me like free control over my fish, especially when I newly introduced them to the ponds. When you put juvenile inside a pond, you cannot like change water until they're up to 1 month. Reason because they need to be big enough, because when you put like the a pipe to take out the water from the pond, it might flush out your fish because they are still very small. So that's why it's advisable that you leave them to 1 month, let them get big before you can like change water. So now during those duration of 1 month, you don't know what's happening in the pond. You don't know what's happening to your fish. All I come to do every day is feed them in the morning, feed them in the evening, without knowing if they're eating well, without knowing what is happening, like if there's any mortality. Like I barely know. I usually see floating, and when I see few floating, I'm always scared because it's not like it's one time I did 18 pound. So I stocked like almost, I think I had like almost 4 harvests on 18 pound. So during the process, whenever I see fish floating above my water, I'm always scared because I don't know what's happening down below. You get? So that's one of the disadvantage. I could not have like good access, good control to my fish when I newly stock them. And then secondly, when I'm changing water, guys, I spend a lot of money, because so when you start changing water for them, like you'll be changing water once a week for them. When you start changing water once a week, so now changing water, you have to buy fuel to pump to take out, and then you have to still pump in, because we usually use river water where I did my 18 pond. So we usually use we usually use 18 pond river water. So now when we use the river water, you have to pump in again. So you need to buy fuel to pump out, and you need to buy fuel to pump in. So that is going to cost that. Sometimes I usually spend 9 to 10,000 on fuel. And guys, I've not even paid the person working for me that day, because you need to pay him as well. So at the end of the day, I'll be spending 13 to 14k for everything. Every week, guys. I do this every week when I was using 18 pound. So at the end of every set I was finished selling, I'll discover that my cost of production is usually high because of all this. And then another disadvantage I experienced when I was using 18 pound, guys, was when you want to sell to